Striga, a genus of parasitic flowering plants in the family Orobanchaceae, is commonly known as witchweeds. These plants attach to the roots of other plants and extract nutrients and water, causing significant yield reduction in crops like sugarcane, corn, sorghum, millet, and cowpea. Strategies to control Striga infestations and protect crop production are under development. In Hindi, Striga infestation is known as Banjankari, and in Kannada, it is referred to as Herohalli. Infestations have been reported in India, particularly in regions with sugarcane and other susceptible crops. To address this issue, we provide information on various topics: Striga and other invasive plants, negative effects of chemicals and poisonous inputs on farms, combating invasive plants, minimum spacing between the seeds, benefits of sugarcane trash, mitigating soil disturbance, companion planting, and controlling invasive plants, regenerating soil, companion plants with allelopathic or competitive properties, other supporting plants, weed suppression and invasive plant control. We have provided this information to the best of our knowledge. However, local conditions should be considered, and it's advisable to consult agricultural experts to determine the most suitable companion plants for specific sugarcane fields. Striga and other invasive plants. Striga, several other invasive plants, commonly known as witchweed, is a widespread parasitic plant that poses a significant threat to sugarcane farming in various regions of India, including Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. Striga infestations can have severe negative impacts on sugarcane crops, affecting their growth, yield, maturity, disease susceptibility, and overall productivity. The detrimental effects of Striga infestations on sugarcane farming include stunted growth, reduced yield, delayed maturity, and increased susceptibility to diseases. The parasite attaches to the roots of sugarcane plants and deprives them of nutrients, water, and carbohydrates, weakening the host plants and hampering their proper development. The consequences of Striga infestations in sugarcane farming are far-reaching. Yield reduction. Striga's aggressive nature leads to nutrient and water extraction from sugarcane plants, resulting in stunted growth and reduced crop yields. In severe infestations, sugarcane plants may even die prematurely, causing complete crop loss. Economic losses. Sugarcane is a major cash crop, and reduced yields due to Striga infestations can result in significant economic losses for farmers. Lower productivity translates to decreased income, affecting the livelihoods and economic stability of farmers. Increased production costs. Managing Striga infestations requires additional resources and efforts, leading to increased production costs for sugarcane farmers. They may need to invest in specialized treatments, herbicides, or alternative control measures, which adds to their financial burden. Impaired crop quality. Striga-infested sugarcane plants often exhibit poor growth, reduced sucrose content, and inferior quality. This can impact the market value of the harvested sugarcane, leading to decreased prices or rejection by sugar mills and processors. Spread to neighboring fields. Striga can rapidly spread through its seeds and underground connections between host plants. If Striga-infested sugarcane fields are not properly managed, the parasite can disperse to neighboring fields, perpetuating the infestation problem and affecting overall sugarcane production in the region. Negative ecological impact. Striga infestations not only harm sugarcane crops but also have ecological implications. The parasite competes with other plants for resources, reducing biodiversity in affected areas. Additionally, the use of herbicides or other chemical control measures may have unintended environmental consequences if not applied judiciously. Given the significant negative impacts of Striga infestations, it is crucial to implement effective control and management strategies in sugarcane farming. These strategies often involve a combination of approaches, including crop rotation, biological control using natural enemies or agents, selective herbicide use, development of resistant crop varieties, and implementation of cultural practices that create unfavorable conditions for Striga growth. Apart from Striga, Several other invasive plants can negatively affect sugarcane farms in India. Some of these invasive plants include Imperator cylindrica coggan grass, also known as coggan grass. This invasive weed competes with sugarcane for resources like nutrients, water, and sunlight. It can quickly spread and form dense mats, reducing the growth and yield of sugarcane plants. Eichhornia crassipes water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is an aggressive aquatic plant that can clog irrigation channels and water bodies near sugarcane fields. Its rapid growth can limit water flow and reduce irrigation efficiency, affecting sugarcane growth and overall farm productivity. Mycania micrantha myla minute weed. Mycania, commonly known as myla minute weed, is a fast-growing vine that can smother sugarcane plants and reduce their access to sunlight. It can quickly colonize open spaces and spread rapidly, causing significant damage to sugarcane crops. Lantana camara lantana. Lantana is a highly invasive shrub that competes with sugarcane for resources and space. Its dense growth can obstruct sunlight, leading to reduced photosynthesis and stunted growth in sugarcane plants. Chromolena odorata siam weed. Siam weed is a fast-spreading invasive plant that can form dense thickets, negatively impacting sugarcane fields. It competes with sugarcane for resources and can reduce the productivity of the crop. Parthenium hysteriformis parthenium weed. Parthenium weed is a common invasive plant that competes with sugarcane for nutrients and can have allelopathic effects, releasing chemicals that inhibit the growth of neighboring plants, including sugarcane. Ageratum conozoides billygoat weed, also known as billygoat weed. This invasive plant can reduce sugarcane growth by competing for resources and forming dense stands that shade out the crop. Cynodon dactylon Bermuda grass. Bermuda grass is a persistent invasive weed that can quickly spread in sugarcane fields, competing with the crop for nutrients and water, and impeding its growth. Mycania cordata Japanese climbing fern. This invasive fern can smother sugarcane plants by climbing over them, leading to reduced sunlight exposure and hampering their growth and development. These invasive plants pose serious threats to sugarcane farms in India by competing with the crop for essential resources, reducing productivity, and causing economic losses for farmers. Effective management and control measures are crucial to mitigate the negative impacts of these invasive species on sugarcane production and safeguard agricultural yields. Negative effects of chemicals and poisonous inputs on farms. Excessive use of chemical fertilizers, weedicides, herbicides, and fungicides in agriculture can have various negative effects, including indirect promotion of invasive plant growth. Here are the details on these effects and additional information. Nutrient enrichment. When chemical fertilizers are overused or applied inappropriately, they can lead to nutrient enrichment in the soil. High levels of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium create favorable conditions for the growth of invasive plants. These fast-growing and competitive invasive species can exploit the increased nutrient availability, outcompeting desirable plant species such as sugarcane. Disruption of natural balances. Herbicides, fungicides, and weedicides are intended to control weeds, fungal diseases, and pests. However, they can inadvertently disrupt the natural balances within ecosystems. Herbicides may eliminate native plants that would otherwise compete with invasive plants, providing open spaces for invasives to establish and spread. Similarly, the use of fungicides and weedicides can harm beneficial insects, microorganisms, and other organisms that contribute to ecosystem balance, creating opportunities for invasive species to dominate. Soil degradation. Excessive use of chemical inputs can degrade the soil, negatively impacting its health and fertility. Herbicides and pesticides can harm beneficial soil organisms like mycorrhizal fungi and earthworms, which play essential roles in nutrient cycling and soil structure. Degraded soil conditions, caused by the loss of these beneficial organisms, can favor the growth of invasive plants, as they are often more resilient in disturbed and nutrient-depleted environments. To mitigate the indirect promotion of invasive plant growth, sustainable and integrated pest management practices should be adopted. Here are some strategies. balanced use of chemical inputs, it is crucial to apply chemical fertilizers, weedicides, herbicides, and fungicides judiciously, following recommended dosage and timing. Avoid excessive or indiscriminate use to minimize unintended effects on invasive plants and the ecosystem. Reduced reliance on synthetic inputs. Explore alternative approaches to reduce reliance on synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. Organic fertilizers, compost, and natural pest control methods can be utilized to maintain soil fertility and control pests and diseases more sustainably. Cultural controls. Implement cultural practices that create unfavorable conditions for invasive plants. This includes crop rotation, cover cropping, and intercropping to disrupt their life cycles and reduce their establishment and spread. Biological controls. Explore biological control methods such as the use of beneficial insects, predators, or pathogens specific to invasive plants. These biological agents can help reduce invasive plant populations without harming non-target species or the environment. Soil conservation and organic amendments. Focus on soil conservation practices to improve soil health and fertility. This includes measures like terracing, contour plowing, and erosion control. Incorporating organic amendments such as compost or organic matter enhances soil structure and promotes a healthier soil ecosystem. By implementing these strategies, farmers can reduce the unintended promotion of invasive plant growth while maintaining the productivity and sustainability of their agricultural systems. Combating invasive plants. To combat striga and other invasive plants organically in sugarcane farms, farmers can consider the following products and approaches. Organic soil amendments. Applying compost, well-rotted manure, or organic matter improves soil fertility and structure, creating conditions less favorable for striga infestation. Slow-release fertilizers. Using slow-release fertilizers, such as controlled release or coated fertilizers, ensures a gradual nutrient release, reducing the risk of promoting invasive plant growth. Organic fertilizers. Organic fertilizers derived from natural sources, like plant-based materials or animal manures, provide nutrients to the sugarcane crop while minimizing nutrient imbalances that can favor striga. Neem-based products. Neem oil or neem cake, derived from the neem tree, contain compounds that disrupt striga's life cycle, inhibiting its germination and growth. Biological control agents. Beneficial microorganisms, like fungi or bacteria, can be introduced through seed treatments or soil inoculants to establish a symbiotic relationship with sugarcane, suppressing striga growth. Cultural and mechanical control practices. Manual removal, mowing, mulching, and appropriate tillage techniques help manage invasive plants. They limit resources and create unfavorable conditions for their growth. Specific control measures for each invasive plant include Imperator cylindrica coggan grass, regular mowing or cutting to prevent seed production and weaken growth. Eichhornia crassipes water hyacinth, physically removing plants from irrigation channels and water bodies through cutting or harvesting. Mycania micranthemyle, a minute weed, manual removal ensuring complete root removal. Lantana camara lantana, manual removal or mechanical cutting to eliminate plants and roots. Chromolena odorata siam weed, regular cutting or removal to prevent flowering and seed production. Parthenium hysteriformis parthenium weed, hand pulling or uprooting plants, especially before seed production. Ageratum conozoides billygoat weed, Cynodon dactylon Bermuda grass, and Mycania cordata Japanese climbing fern, regular mowing, cutting, or uprooting to control growth and spread. Implementing these methods, along with sustainable agricultural practices, cover cropping, and crop rotation, can effectively manage invasive plants in sugarcane farms. Minimum spacing between the seeds. In sugarcane farming, recommended spacing is essential to maximize the utilization of natural sunlight, facilitate proper air circulation, and deter the growth of invasive plants. Adequate spacing ensures that each sugarcane plant receives sufficient sunlight, nutrients, and water, promoting healthy growth and reducing competition for resources. It also allows for better air circulation, which helps prevent the buildup of moisture and reduces the risk of diseases. Proper spacing can create unfavorable conditions for invasive plants, making it more challenging for them to establish and thrive in the sugarcane field. Here is a detailed explanation of the recommended spacing in sugarcane farming. Row spacing. The spacing between sugarcane rows is critical for proper light penetration and air movement. The recommended row spacing typically ranges from 1.5 to 1.8 meters 5 to 6 feet. Wider row spacing allows more sunlight to reach the lower parts of the sugarcane plants, promoting even photosynthesis and enhancing overall plant health. It also provides sufficient space for farm equipment to move between rows for essential farming activities like weeding, pest control, and harvesting. Plant spacing. Within each row, sugarcane plants should be adequately spaced to prevent overcrowding and enable efficient nutrient and water uptake. The recommended plant spacing is around 0.9 to 1.2 meters 3 to 4 feet between individual sugarcane plants. This spacing ensures that each plant has enough room to grow and access sunlight without being shaded by neighboring plants. Sufficient spacing also reduces competition for nutrients and moisture in the soil, leading to healthier and more robust sugarcane plants. Weed and invasive plant control. Proper spacing in sugarcane farming helps to naturally suppress weed and invasive plant growth. When sugarcane plants are appropriately spaced, they form a dense canopy that shades the ground, making it difficult for weeds to receive the required sunlight for growth. This shading effect, combined with the healthy growth of sugarcane, can outcompete and suppress the growth of invasive plants. Disease prevention. Improved air circulation is another benefit of appropriate spacing. Sugarcane plants that are not overcrowded allow air to flow freely between them, reducing humidity levels and minimizing the risk of fungal diseases. Good air circulation helps prevent the spread and development of diseases, contributing to better overall crop health. Water management. Proper spacing also aids in efficient water management. With adequate space between plants, water can be evenly distributed across the field, ensuring all sugarcane plants receive their required share of water. This can prevent waterlogging and reduce the risk of root diseases caused by excessive moisture. In conclusion, the recommended spacing in sugarcane farming optimizes the utilization of natural sunlight, facilitates proper air circulation, and deters the growth of invasive plants. This spacing strategy contributes to healthier and more productive sugarcane crops, ultimately increasing yields and promoting sustainable farming practices. Additionally, combining proper spacing with other cultural practices and weed control methods can further enhance weed suppression and invasive plant management on sugarcane farms. Benefits of sugarcane trash. The use of sugarcane trash, or sugarcane residues, can provide several benefits in avoiding striga and other invasive plants in sugarcane farming. Mulching. Utilizing sugarcane trash as mulch helps suppress the growth of invasive plants. By covering the soil surface between rows of sugarcane plants, mulch blocks sunlight and inhibits weed seed germination. This reduces competition for resources and space, allowing sugarcane to thrive while minimizing the establishment of invasive plants. Soil moisture conservation. Mulching with sugarcane trash helps retain soil moisture by reducing evaporation. This is particularly important in areas with limited water availability. Conserving soil moisture promotes healthy sugarcane growth while making the soil less favorable for invasive plants that typically thrive in drier conditions. Soil temperature regulation. The layer of sugarcane trash mulch acts as an insulating barrier, regulating soil temperature fluctuations. This can create a more favorable environment for sugarcane growth while potentially creating less favorable conditions for invasive plants that may prefer specific temperature ranges. Improved soil fertility. As sugarcane residues break down over time, they contribute organic matter to the soil, improving its fertility. The decomposition process releases nutrients and enhances soil structure, creating a nutrient-rich and well-aerated environment that supports healthy sugarcane growth. This improved soil fertility can also indirectly inhibit the growth of invasive plants by promoting robust sugarcane growth that outcompetes them. Weed suppression. Mulching with sugarcane trash effectively suppresses weed growth by blocking sunlight and preventing weed seed germination. By reducing the presence of weeds, including invasive plants like Striga, sugarcane can better access essential resources like water, nutrients, and sunlight, leading to higher yields and healthier crops. Sustainable farming practice. Utilizing sugarcane trash as mulch aligns with sustainable farming practices. It reduces the need for synthetic herbicides or extensive manual weeding, minimizing the environmental impact and potential health risks associated with chemical weed control methods. By utilizing a readily available on-farm resource, farmers can enhance the ecological balance of their fields and promote long-term sustainability. In summary, utilizing sugarcane trash as mulch in sugarcane farming provides several benefits, including weed suppression, improved soil fertility, moisture conservation, and temperature regulation. By adopting this practice, farmers can effectively avoid the growth of Striga and other invasive plants, leading to healthier sugarcane crops and more sustainable farming systems. Mitigating soil disturbance, companion planting, and controlling invasive plants. Soil disturbance and the proliferation of invasive plants, such as Striga and other species, present significant challenges in sugarcane farming. These invasive plants thrive in disturbed habitats, including agricultural fields, where soil disruption and erosion occur. Their presence can lead to soil compaction, reduced water infiltration, and increased runoff, ultimately affecting soil fertility and the growth of sugarcane plants. To address these challenges, adopting effective strategies such as companion planting can help mitigate soil disturbance and control the spread of invasive plants in sugarcane farming. Mitigating soil disturbance. Minimizing soil disturbance is crucial for managing invasive plants in sugarcane fields. Farmers should adopt conservation tillage practices that minimize excessive plowing or digging. By reducing soil disturbance, farmers can discourage the establishment of invasive plants and maintain a well-structured and undisturbed soil environment. This helps preserve soil fertility and ensures optimal conditions for sugarcane growth. Companion planting, or intercropping, is an effective technique for controlling invasive plants and promoting sustainable sugarcane farming. By strategically planting compatible companion crops alongside sugarcane, farmers can achieve multiple benefits. Weed suppression. Certain companion crops possess natural weed-suppressing properties. They release allelopathic compounds that inhibit the growth of invasive plants, including Striga. These companion crops act as natural weed suppressants, reducing competition and promoting healthier sugarcane growth. Soil improvement. Companion crops with extensive root systems help stabilize the soil and prevent erosion. Their deep root penetration enhances soil structure, improves water infiltration, and reduces runoff. This contributes to overall soil health, minimizing the potential for invasive plant colonization. Nutrient cycling. Companion crops with different nutrient requirements help optimize nutrient cycling in the field. By diversifying nutrient sources, companion crops reduce the risk of nutrient imbalances and enhance the long-term fertility of the soil. This supports healthy sugarcane growth and reduces the competitiveness of invasive plants. Biodiversity promotion. Incorporating companion crops enhances biodiversity in the sugarcane field. The presence of diverse plant species attracts beneficial insects, including natural enemies of invasive plants, which can help control their populations. Maintaining a balanced ecosystem reduces the risk of invasive plant dominance. Crop rotation. Implementing crop rotation practices can help disrupt the life cycle of invasive plants like Striga and reduce their presence in sugarcane fields. Rotating sugarcane with other crops that are not suitable hosts for invasive plants limits their growth and prevents their establishment. It is important to choose rotation crops that do not harbor or facilitate the spread of invasive plants. Proper field management. Besides companion planting, Maintaining good field management practices is essential in preventing the growth and spread of invasive plants. This includes regular removal of weed growth, especially in the inter-row spaces of sugarcane fields. Timely weeding or mowing of cover crops and inter-row areas can effectively suppress the growth of invasive plants and prevent them from going to seed. Mulching, applying organic mulch materials, such as straw or wood chips, in the inter-row spaces can create a physical barrier that inhibits the growth of invasive plants. The mulch layer blocks sunlight, suppresses weed emergence, and helps maintain soil moisture. It also acts as a protective layer, preventing invasive plant seeds from coming into direct contact with the soil and germinating. By incorporating these practices, including companion planting, crop rotation, proper field management, and mulching, farmers can effectively mitigate soil disturbance, control the spread of invasive plants like Striga, and promote sustainable sugarcane farming. These strategies contribute to healthier soil conditions, increased sugarcane yields, and reduced losses in cultivation. Emphasizing the importance of these practices in sugarcane farming systems can lead to profitable and environmentally friendly production while effectively managing invasive plants. Regenerating soil. We also recommend utilizing the uncultivated period by seeding your farms with various monocot, dicot, and oil seeds. You can sow 3 kilograms of each type of seed and an additional 5 kilograms of different seeds. Allow these plants to grow and then mulch them back into the soil between the 45th and 50th day, before flowering. This practice provides diversity and natural green manure to your farms, enriching the soil and promoting overall soil health, which also deters invasive plants. Furthermore, we recommend incorporating cow-based products such as Jeevamruth and Gokrapamruth to further enhance the soil health. These products, derived from cow dung and cow urine, contain beneficial microorganisms and nutrients that contribute to the overall fertility and vitality of the soil. Applying Jeevamruth and Gokrapamruth as organic fertilizers can improve soil structure, nutrient availability, and microbial activity, ultimately benefiting the growth and development of sugarcane plants. By incorporating diverse plant species during the uncultivated period and utilizing cow-based products like Jeevamruth and Gokrapamruth, sugarcane farmers can enhance soil fertility, promote biodiversity, and foster sustainable farming practices. These practices contribute to healthier crops, better weed suppression, and improved overall farm productivity. Companion plants with allelopathic or competitive properties. Companion plants with allelopathic or competitive properties can play a valuable role in suppressing weed growth and controlling invasive plants like Striga in sugarcane fields. Here is a list of plant species known for their effectiveness in this regard. Buckwheat Phagopyrum esculentum. Buckwheat is a fast-growing cover crop that suppresses weed growth through its allelopathic effects. It produces chemicals that inhibit weed germination and growth. Buckwheat also has a fibrous root system that improves soil structure. Sun hemp Crotalaria juncea. Sun hemp is a fast-growing legume cover crop that releases allelopathic compounds, inhibiting the germination and growth of weed seeds, including Striga. Its vigorous growth and dense foliage shade the soil, reducing weed establishment. Cowpea Venia unguiculata. Cowpea is a legume cover crop that exhibits allelopathic effects on weeds, including Striga. It releases natural compounds that suppress weed germination and growth. Additionally, its extensive root system improves soil stability and nutrient cycling. Sorghum Sudangrass. Sorghum bicolor X. Sorghum sudanense. Sorghum sudangrass is a fast-growing summer cover crop with allelopathic effects on weeds. It produces chemicals that inhibit weed seed germination and growth. The substantial biomass it produces can be used as mulch to further suppress weed emergence and conserve soil moisture. Sesbania spp. Sesbania is a fast-growing leguminous cover crop known for its competitive nature. It shades the soil and competes aggressively with weeds, including Striga, thereby reducing their growth and impact. Mucuna spp. Mucuna is a leguminous cover crop with strong allelopathic effects on weeds. It releases allelochemicals that inhibit weed germination and growth, including Striga. Moreover, mucuna improves soil fertility and health. Mustard greens Brassica juncea. Mustard greens function as smother crops due to their rapid growth and dense foliage, effectively covering the soil and shading out weeds, including Striga. When incorporated into the soil, they also add organic matter. Pigeon pea Cajanus cajan. Pigeon pea is a legume crop that competes well with weeds and has been found to suppress the growth of Striga. Its deep root system helps stabilize the soil and enhance nutrient cycling. Phacelia tanacetifolia. Phacelia is a flowering cover crop that suppresses weed growth and attracts beneficial insects. It forms a dense canopy that shades the soil, reducing weed germination and growth. Phacelia also improves soil health and provides nectar for pollinators. Leblabin purpureus. Leblabin is a fast-growing legume crop that competes strongly with weeds, including Striga. It shades the soil and produces allelopathic compounds that inhibit weed growth. Lemon balm Melissa officinalis. Lemon balm is a perennial herb with allelopathic effects on weeds. It releases compounds that inhibit weed germination and growth. Lemon balm can be planted as a companion and border plant to help suppress weed growth, including Striga, while adding a pleasant lemon scent to the area. Marigold tagetes SPP. Marigolds are commonly used as companion and border plants due to their allelopathic properties. They release compounds that inhibit the growth of weeds, including Striga. Marigolds also attract beneficial insects that can help control pests in the sugarcane field. Ryegrass Lolium SPP. Ryegrass is a cool season grass cover crop known for its competitive growth. It forms a dense turf that outcompetes weeds, including those serving as hosts for Striga. Ryegrass can be utilized as a winter cover crop in sugarcane fields to control winter annual weeds. Oilseed radish Raphanus sativus. Oilseed radish is a brassica cover crop known for its weed suppression abilities. It produces chemicals that inhibit weed seed germination and growth. Oilseed radish also has a deep taproot that helps break up compacted soil and improves water infiltration. Teff eragrostis teff. Teff is a grass crop that can be used as a cover crop to suppress weed growth. It forms a dense canopy that shades the soil, reducing weed germination and growth. Oats Avena sativa. Oats are another cool season cover crop with competitive properties. They grow quickly, forming a dense canopy that suppresses weed growth, particularly in the early stages of sugarcane growth. Velvet bean Mucuna pruriens. Velvet bean, also known as cowich, is a leguminous cover crop with allelopathic properties. It releases compounds that inhibit weed seed germination and growth, including Striga. Velvet bean's vigorous growth and dense foliage help suppress weed growth and enhance soil health. Winter rye Cicoleaceae early. Winter rye is a cool season cover crop that competes strongly with weeds, including Striga. Its quick establishment and dense growth outcompete weeds, reducing their growth and impact. Winter rye also helps prevent soil erosion during the winter months. Brachiaria grasses Brachiaria spp. Brachiaria grasses, such as Brachiaria brysantha and Brachiaria decumbens, exhibit competitive characteristics and effectively suppress weeds. They form a dense sod and compete with invasive plants like Striga. When utilizing companion plants to suppress weed growth and control invasive species like Striga, it's crucial to consider local climate conditions, soil types, and cropping systems. Additionally, implementing crop rotation and integrating multiple companion plants with complementary properties can enhance the effectiveness of weed control strategies in sugarcane fields. Regular monitoring and management of companion crops and weed populations are essential for optimizing their performance and achieving desired outcomes. Other supporting plants. Companion border plants with allelopathic or competitive properties to counteract the growth of Striga and other invasive plants in sugarcane fields. There are several species that can be effective. Here are some examples. Marigold tagetes SPP. Marigolds are commonly used as border plants due to their allelopathic properties. They release compounds that inhibit the growth of weeds, including Striga. Marigolds also attract beneficial insects that can help control pests in the sugarcane field. Chrysanthemum SPP. Chrysanthemums are known for their allelopathic effects on weeds. They produce natural chemicals that inhibit weed growth and can help suppress Striga in the sugarcane field. Chrysanthemums also have attractive flowers that add visual appeal to the border area. Lemongrass Kimbopogon citratus. Lemongrass is a perennial grass with strong allelopathic properties. It releases compounds that inhibit weed germination and growth. Lemongrass can be used as a border plant to help suppress the growth of Striga and other invasive plants. Basil Ocimum basilicum. Basil is an aromatic herb that exhibits allelopathic effects on weeds. It releases natural compounds that inhibit weed germination and growth. Planting basil as a border plant can help control weed growth, including Striga, while providing culinary uses as well. Pennyroyal Menthopolygium. Pennyroyal is a low-growing herb with allelopathic properties. It releases compounds that inhibit weed growth and can help suppress the growth of invasive plants like Striga. Pennyroyal also has a pleasant fragrance and can be used as a natural insect repellent. Nasturtium Tropaeolum moduus. Nasturtium is a flowering plant known for its allelopathic effects on weeds. It produces compounds that inhibit weed germination and growth. Nasturtiums can be planted along the border of sugarcane fields to suppress weed growth and add ornamental value. Lantana SPP. Lantana is a shrub that exhibits competitive properties against weeds. Its dense growth and ability to form thickets help suppress weed growth along the border of sugarcane fields. Lantana also attracts pollinators and provides habitat for beneficial insects. Lemon balm Melissa officinalis. Lemon balm is a perennial herb with allelopathic effects on weeds. It releases compounds that inhibit weed germination and growth. Lemon balm can be planted as a border plant to help suppress weed growth, including Striga, while adding a pleasant lemon scent to the area. Yarrow Achillea millefolium. Yarrow is a perennial herb that competes well with weeds and has allelopathic properties. It produces compounds that inhibit weed growth and can help control invasive plants like Striga. Yarrow also attracts beneficial insects and has medicinal properties. Oregano Origanum vulgare. Oregano is a culinary herb with allelopathic effects on weeds. It releases compounds that inhibit weed germination and growth. Planting oregano along the border of sugarcane fields can help suppress weed growth and provide culinary uses as well. These companion border plants can be planted strategically around sugarcane fields to suppress weed growth and compete with Striga and other invasive plants for resources. However, it's important to consider local conditions and consult with agricultural experts to determine the most suitable companion plants for specific sugarcane fields. For sugarcane farming, we also recommend incorporating border plants that serve multiple purposes, including wind mitigation and biodiversity enhancement. Some suitable options for border plants are silver oak, teak, Gerphedia, any timber tree, and castor plants. These selections effectively address wind-related challenges while also promoting ecological diversity. Enhancing sugarcane farming with Cuba products, weed suppression and invasive plant control. Enhancing sugarcane farming with Cuba products, controlling weeds and invasive plants. Cuba offers a range of organic products specifically designed to improve sugarcane farming practices by effectively suppressing weeds and controlling invasive plants such as Striga. Our lineup includes the soil conditioner, soil booster, growth promoter, and horticulture oil, each offering unique benefits to enhance soil health, promote plant vigor, and help farmers overcome weed challenges. By incorporating Cuba products into their farming routines, sugarcane growers can increase profitability, adopt sustainable practices, and gain a deeper understanding of the relationship between soil health, brix levels, and the plant's immune response. Empowering sugarcane farming with Kuba products. Kuba provides a comprehensive suite of organic products tailored to address two major concerns in sugarcane farming: weed suppression and invasive plant control. By incorporating Kuba products into their agricultural practices, sugarcane farmers can unlock the full potential of their crops, achieve higher yields, and maintain sustainable farming practices. The Kuba product range. Soil conditioner. The soil conditioner is a powerful formulation enriched with essential macro and micronutrients, humic acid, organic carbon, silicon, boron, and trace elements. It enhances soil structure, improves nutrient availability, and increases water retention, creating unfavorable conditions for weed germination while fostering vigorous sugarcane growth. Soil booster. The soil booster harnesses the power of neem seed, organic carbon, bioagents trichoderma, humic acid, amino acids, and seaweed extracts. This blend stimulates microbial activity, enhances nutrient uptake, and promotes root growth, enabling sugarcane plants to outcompete invasive plants and weeds effectively. Growth promoter. The growth promoter is a water-soluble product that combines seaweed extract, humic acid, and essential amino acids. It promotes plant growth, improves nutrient absorption, and enhances stress tolerance, providing sugarcane crops with a competitive edge against external stressors and invasive plants. Horticulture oil. The horticulture oil consists of a potent blend of ingredients, including azadiractin, citral, citronellol, linalool, geranyl acetate, linalool acetate, menthol, menthon, geranyl, alpha-pinene, limonene, beta-ocimene, terpenoline, alpha-terpineol, and methylheptanone. This combination offers effective control against pests, fungi, and invasive plants like Striga, preserving the health and vitality of sugarcane crops. Kuba products, including Kuba soil conditioner, soil booster, growth promoter, and horticulture oil, are specifically designed to promote sustainable farming practices while controlling invasive plants, benefiting biodiversity. These products address plant malnutrition, reduce the reliance on chemical fertilizers, support companion plants, and inhibit the growth of invasive species. Formulated with a diverse range of organic ingredients, such as essential nutrients, minerals, amino acids, natural oils, and plant growth-promoting substances, Kuba products enhance soil health, stimulate plant growth, increase resistance against pests and diseases, and result in higher quality yields. Reducing reliance on chemical fertilizers. Kuba products offer an organic alternative to chemical fertilizers, enabling farmers to avoid the negative consequences associated with their use. Chemical fertilizers contribute to soil degradation, water pollution, and ecological imbalances. In contrast, Kuba products are derived from natural sources and are organic and mineral-based. By utilizing Kuba Soil Booster, farmers can enhance soil health and fertility. This product contains organic carbon, bioagents like trichoderma, humic acid, amino acids, and seaweed extracts. These ingredients bolster microbial activity, improve nutrient uptake, and enhance plant tolerance to environmental stressors. By fortifying soil health, Kuba products reduce the dependence on chemical fertilizers while promoting sustainable farming practices. Understanding the role of brix levels and soil health. While brix levels serve as valuable indicators of the sugar content in sugarcane plants and are associated with overall plant health, it's important to recognize that the plant's immune response system primarily responds to external factors like pathogens, pests, and stressors. Maintaining optimal brix levels alone does not directly influence the immune response of sugarcane plants. However, healthy and well-nourished sugarcane plants establish a symbiotic relationship with their environment, exhibiting enhanced tolerance to external factors such as invasive plants and pests. To foster a robust immune response in sugarcane crops, farmers must prioritize soil health and biodiversity. A balanced soil ecosystem, achieved through sustainable farming practices, promotes the growth of beneficial organisms, improves nutrient availability, and enhances overall plant vigor. This, in turn, empowers the plants to defend against invasive plants and other stress factors more effectively. Kuba products offer a powerful solution for sugarcane farmers seeking effective weed suppression and invasive plant control. By incorporating products like soil conditioner, soil booster, growth promoter, and horticulture oil into their farming practices, farmers can enhance soil attributes, promote plant health, and outcompete weeds. Furthermore, by understanding the interplay between brix levels, soil health, and the sugarcane plant's immune response, farmers can adopt preventive care measures and foster sustainable farming practices, ultimately increasing profitability and ensuring long-term success in sugarcane farming.